This video is brought to you by PrizePicks. This is part 2 of me and B Jax's interview. We're going to go in depth here on Todd Monken and some of the difficulties he might have as a first-year head coach and some of the lingering questions that you might have about Todd Monken, given where he succeeded and where he hasn't succeeded in his past stops throughout his career. I think it's a very interesting conversation. As you guys know, I have ADHD, which means that at some point this conversation did get a little off the rails. We did kind of swerve off the beaten path, but that always tends to be a fun excursion, but we did make it back. So hope you guys enjoyed this interview with B Jax. Before I get to that, though, I got to thank my sponsor, PrizePicks. PrizePicks is America's #1 sports app. The app is really easy to use for player picks. Just pick more or less for a few player stats and lock in your lineup. That's it. Rather just pick teams. Well, PrizePicks has that now too. Just pick the winner, spread, or total in any game or fight. PrizePicks is available in most states, including California, Texas, and Florida. Plus, you can even follow me on the app at Quinn_C and tell my picks with one click and follow your friends too. Speaking of my picks, here they are. Myles Garrett over 15.75 sacks. 16's been his baseline the last few years. I'd be very surprised if he goes to LA and that number drops, given that he's going to see more passing attempts, given that LA's offense is better than what the Browns have been. Quincy Judkins, 924 yards. They had 2 really good picks for Quincy here, 6 touchdowns or 924 yards. I feel comfortable taking more on both, but 1,000 yards feels like a safer bet for Quincy. I think he's going to have a big year this year. Carson Schlesinger, 2.25 sacks. I'm saying more. Remember, Mike Rutenberg likes to blitz his linebackers a lot more than the previous defensive coordinator the Cleveland Browns had. Also, Carson Schlesinger is probably going to have to get involved as a sack producer to make up for the hole that they're going to have to make up for Myles Garrett. And then Shedeur Sanders starting more than 7.5 games. I think he'll be the starter, play about 8 games or more this year, but that's my picks for this season. Best of all, play your first $5 and get $150 in lineups if you win. Just use the promo code HMA when you sign up. Again, that's your first $5 and get $150 in lineups if you win when you use the promo code HMA. PrizePicks has switched up their offer. There's no better time to join, lock in, and win that first lineup. Let's go to our second topic of the day here. We're on with B Jax here. We're talking about Todd Monken, who seems like the belle of the ball right now, right? And look, honeymoon period with the new coach is always great. You know what I mean? I think the best honeymoon period we had was Mike Pettin. I was out there believing in Mike P. Man, I was like, Mike P might got it. I still think Mike P could have actually had like a career as a head coach if he didn't end up coaching the most messed up era of Cleveland Browns football ever. Okay, like, you know, he almost won a division with the team that 3 years from now was going to be 0-16. Like, I think he gets some. There was like a game where he made Johnny I was like, wow, Johnny looks decent. Like against Kansas City, his second year, I was like, it might be something there. But Todd Monken is new coach for the Cleveland Browns. How does camp feel different when you were there between what Todd's doing now and what Kevin was doing last year? Because Kevin, give him credit. He had a pretty physical camp last year for his standards.
So I wasn't at camp at any point during this Stefanski era, but when I it just happenstance, but when I was there, for day 2, open to the fans, everybody that I talked to said like the vibes are immediately better, like so much, like palpably better in the building, like around the practice facility, campus, like everybody feels better. And it's not even necessarily a shot at Kevin Stefanski. It's just there's just new life being breathed into the organization with Todd there. Practice is a little bit longer than it was for Kevin. Like Kevin is thinking of more of the new school-ish way. Todd Monken is going to get in there. You're going to have a hard practice. It's going to be 2 hours long. That was a difference that people relayed to me. But like I said, the vibes are just different in a good way. People are excited to come to work every day. Again, and I'm not, I'm not in the building. I don't want to say like people were actively hating on Kevin Stefanski, but it's it's much better this time around versus last year.
Kevin had a style that's hard to endure when you're not winning, right? It's kind of like Bill Belichick. Like all that Patriot way shit don't matter when you winning 3 games. You know what I mean, now it's bullshit, right? When you're winning, it's like, all right, yeah, I'll deal with all of this and that because that's the cost to win. But once you realize that that's not you can do that and lose, it breaks the whole thing, right? And what Kevin's practices were, from my recollection of going to multiple Kevin Stefanski, they're mental grinds, right? They're really like meant to kind of get you to a certain place mentally. And it's not really like the physical grind that people kind of want during camp. So yeah, I think that's a breath of fresh air there with how Todd operates and how Todd plays it. Also, this team is back-to-back single-digit win seasons?
Yeah.
Yeah, man, you're going to be happy if somebody new in there just because. Like, when Freddie took over, not when Freddie, when Greg took over for Hugh Jackson, the vibes were better, right? Because it wasn't Hugh no more. Not like people didn't like Hugh. People still like Hugh to this day. I don't understand it, but, people like Hugh. And the problem was just like, hey, man, Hugh lost too much. Like, you lose too much, people just stop listening, right? Like you only have so many L's you can take because what's behind every L that you take is a game plan that you done sat there and preached for a week. Like think about that. If you lose, how many times Brown lost last year? They went 5 wins, 12. Mm-hmm. They lost 12 times. That means 12 times that man just sat up there on a PowerPoint and said, if we do this, we will win. And then you didn't. You gonna stop listening.
and I'm sure it didn't help after every game. Well, we're gonna watch the film. We know what we need to do to get better. We're gonna work hard. We're gonna figure this out. We're gonna turn it around.
I wonder what his speech was to the team, right? Because I don't imagine that the team is listening to his post game press conference, right? Notes, right? But like I wonder what his message was on Mondays. You know what I mean? Or what his message was I don't know how much people are really taking in what the coach says in the locker room after the game, you know what I mean? Because like you probably more focused on your own shit, getting onto the plane, where my iPad at, you know what I mean? Somebody take my shoes, somebody move your shoes out your locker, now you trying to figure out where your shoes are. Like you're worried about stuff like that, like very human, I'm trying to get home shit, right? To where like I don't know how much that matters. But Monday, when you sit down in that damn auditorium, what's he about to say? What's this about to be? The very few coaches can handle losing that much and still keep it punch. Like, because it's just you're constantly in a position where you look like an asshole. Like when you're losing all the time. It's like it's hard to keep your credibility. You go in there, you tell them we're gonna do this and we got a chance to win, and look, all I need from you is this and that, and then you lose. And it's like, okay, 5 times the season ain't nothing. 12? Don't let you lose 5 games in a row. You know what I mean? Like, just think about the very human elements of this. It was real easy to buy in when you were at West Virginia because y'all was winning. Right?
Yeah. Soon as Gino, Tavon, Stedman, all them graduated, we went 4-8. And let me tell you, to this day, I don't like Country Roads, the song, because it's real hard to like a song when you still have to sit there and listen to it after you got your ass whooped.
You lost 42-13. You got to sing that shit like it's the alma mater. You know what I mean? Like it does something to you. Like when you go 4-8 and you 4-7 and they like, look, man, all we need to do is win is get Geno and Tavon back. That's what the fuck we need. Like, that's what you thinking. They be out here trying to just motivate you and tell you all this stuff, and it's like, I think I'm losing faith in this program. Right?
Maybe it's a failing on my part, but I wasn't listening. Last game of the season, it's at home. We play in Texas. The game goes into overtime. I'm like, can we go? I'm not dressed out for this game. Can we please just go home? Can we just get it over with? I just want to go to bed, bro.
Yeah, it gets that bad, bro. Like it. The biggest thing with Todd Monken, right? And I think his biggest challenge is for me, this season is going to be defined by like, how do I feel about how this locker room is with each other by the end of the year, right? Does it feel like they are on the, hey, bro, we was just getting started, wait till next year type shit? Or are they on that kind of time where it's like, man, we ain't got nothing? like, come wrap it up, Pittsburgh. Like, come on, Cincinnati. Come on, dog. If y'all don't score this touchdown to end this game, I'm gonna be real pissed if it get to overtime. Because I done seen that at the end of some seasons where it's like, they don't seem to care about how this season ends. And it's like, for me, for this year, how it ends is gonna be so much more important than how many games they win, right? You know, if they can end this season on a good note, make a nice little run, maybe even beat a playoff team to get some real momentum. That's the difference from people nodding off, not caring, to buying in when you start selling them on next year, right? You can't sell nobody on next year right now. All you can sell them on is what's in front of them. That's why Jared Verse, like, I'm trying to play in February. Of course. What else is he going to say, right? But once you get to that point, where it start to feel like next year, can you make that sale that next year will actually be better? Or that if you just give it more time, it'll be better? Because we done seen it where, 2023, they put it all together so well. They fought that culture. They were so happy about that culture. 6 months, not 6 months later, when that season ended in December, they came out and played. 9 months later, they come out and play the Dallas Cowboys, and they've already given up. Especially on the offensive side of the ball. Like, that's how much, if you got to have some level of success, something to keep them going, and that's going to be Todd's task. It's like, okay, we're anticipating that it's not going to be a season where the Browns are going to go and make the playoffs, right? I think they're going to be better than most people expect. I think Vegas is 5.5. Jimmy Haslam said he would take it. But, like, it's not a bad bet. Like, I think it's minus 200 odds right now in Vegas. You know what I mean? The question is Todd going to be able to keep all these guys together? Because it might get a little rough at the beginning of the season, right? It might look a little shaky. Is he going to push them too hard and lose them? Or is he going to be able to keep them together? That's the big one.
I think he's a guy that will be able, at least year one, because everything is new and you can kind of fall back on. It's a new, early on, it's a new offensive line. It's a new system for most of these guys. You can kind of fall back on those as, they want to use excuses, but just reasons as to why we can sell, we're going to get better by the end of the season. And Todd himself can sell his own success because he's pretty much had success everywhere he's gone. Every single place he's gone has gotten better, gotten very good offensively. So at least on the offensive side of the ball, he can sell himself as the product. Like, you got me, we're gonna be good no matter what. Just give me enough time, we'll be all right.
My only concern with Todd Monken is this. I don't know if he handles losing the best. Right? Like, obviously, you don't want to get too used to handling losing. But the last two stops where he has done much better for his career were with Georgia, who lost maybe one game a year while he was there. I mean, that was peak dynasty Georgia.
Yeah.
And the Baltimore Ravens. You know, now I have to do some digging in Baltimore to try to figure out what happened there. Because from all accounts, it seemed like Steve Bisciotti was hell-bent on getting Todd Monken out the paint for some reason. Don't know what happened, but like all I know is that Steve Bisciotti was hell-bent on getting him out the paint, and John didn't want to do it. And they also did not win that many games last year. You know, when the last time he was with Cleveland in 2019, we remember what was leaked out about Todd Monken, right? Basically going up to the other offensive coordinator and saying, this is a shit show. I ain't got nothing to do with it. Washing his hands of the situation, right? Has he conquered those? Like, I don't know if what happened last year was like a reflection on him or just like a reflection on Steve Bisciotti. So I'm not going to put that against him. But has he conquered that demon from 2019? Where when things go wrong, how does he handle it? You know, because he's been in an environment the last couple of years where things were going to go mostly right. And now he's in an environment where it's like, hey, I promise you, I love this team. And I'm optimistic about this football team this year. And I think that we're going to see stuff that would make us excited about the future. But I would be lying if I looked in this camera and said, I don't think nothing going to go wrong. Oh, shit going to go wrong. It's going to go real wrong at some point. Like, this is going to be times where you got to show some patience. And that's the one thing I thought Kevin did really well. Was like when it was chaotic, Kevin was Kevin. Right? And sometimes that worked out. 2023 is a perfect example. Everything went wrong. Kevin's Kevin. Ended up kind of grounding everybody and getting everybody where they needed to be. Right? For all the shit that people talk, because right now we done fired Kevin, so all you talk about is the negative of Kevin, right? Which exists, obviously. I did not think him being fired was a bad thing. But there's also stuff that Kevin did well and why he had the level of success in Cleveland that nobody else has had since expansion. So, you know, the pandemic, right? Things got chaotic. Kevin was a really good person to have there, right? How does Todd handle that chaos? Right now, we ain't dealing with no chaos. Ain't nothing. Everything's been relatively smooth. You know what I mean? But when chaos comes knocking, if they lose 4 games in a row, is Todd going to be who he's been this whole time? I think there is enough out there to be not assume that things are going to go bad, but be curious about how that reaction is going to look like.
I would have to, I would hope he handles it in a positive manner.
Another thing I want to add into this real quick is so much of the staff is new together, right? Like they kind of pack, like he don't got like 10 years in the trenches with Mike Rutenberg, right? Like these are guys that are, new to each other. You know what I mean? That's another element in there, but my bad. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, this is the job that he took, the job he signed up for. He knew what it was going into 2026, quarterback situation, what the rest of the roster looks like. Who knows if he knew a Myles Garrett trade was on the horizon, but that's a whole different story.
That is fair. That is a chaotic thing that he dealt with quite well. So I will give Todd credit there, right? But yeah, continue.
Yeah, but this is what he signed up for. This is the job he knew he was going to get and is going to come. Hopefully with some ups, but definitely with some downs. Unfortunately, we know
some bad shit's going to happen at some point this year. You know what I mean? Yeah. They're going to get blown out. You know what I mean? Look, I've been covered this team. Every year, something bad happens, and we act like it's the first time everything ever been bad. Right? Oh, my God. Somebody's got to get fired right now. Yeah, I ain't gonna panic, right? You know, I understand the ebb and flow. Even if you really good, you gonna get your ass beat once. Bad too. Bad. Bad. I think every team that done won the Super Bowl done had at least one good ass whooping during the season. Like,
it's 17 weeks of football is bound to happen.
oh yeah, I've seen how Curtis was tweeting about the Seahawks like during the year. What were you like? Yeah, man, this team's not serious, and it's like, okay, but then they figure it out, right? That's gonna be the big task ahead for Todd Monken, and if he can get through that hurdle, right? You know, there's gonna be a time where they lose a few games more than they think, or they lose in just bad ways. You know, like ways that piss coaches off. You know what I mean? Penalties, procedural penalties that blow opportunities to get a game closer, and then you have to punt the ball, and then you lose by 10. That don't nothing piss off a coach more than that. Right? Like if you speed ran through all the things in your career that'll piss the coach off, especially if how you lose. Like that might happen this year. We might lose. This is a young team. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like last year, we lost the game because Quincy Junkins forgot to pitch the ball. like we have two young wide receivers out there. Do you think this is not going to happen again? It is going to happen. We're going to have these mistakes happen. You know, a whole new offensive line. Oh, yeah. I promise you they're going to 5-0, slide that thing right. No reason. Bam. Fumble.
Yeah. Yeah, it's coming. That might honestly might be week one. Like, we might want to get prepared for that. Like,
No, what's going to be brutal, Spencer Fano? Look, I'm not even going to count against you what happened that first week of the season. Jacksonville about to throw everything at you. They about to send you some twists you ain't never seen somebody scrape so cleanly along the line of scrimmage. They gonna throw some nasty shit at him. I'm already prepared for it, right? Because I already know he gonna have more than one where he just standing there just like, oh, like that. What happens there? We didn't cover that one in class. You know what I mean? You can only cover so much shit. They about to throw an exotic at him right away. You know what I mean? Well, they got Josh Allen Hines, and yeah. They about to throw some shit at him. You know what I mean? It's gonna be what it is, and it's gonna happen to these wide receivers too. Where it's like, okay, you know, right now Denzel Boston, these mossing guys, and that's gonna be cool. Wait till one of these quarters understands that you think you really good. I'm gonna let you feel like you with it. It happened. You know what I mean? Come back on the ball. Bam. Pick it off. You don't know what happened. You know what I mean? It's a different game out there, right? And yeah, that's the price of a young team. It's just some shit you don't know until you learn it.
Yeah, 100%. Like, I'm looking at Spencer at, you know, probably going to be left tackle, even though DeWand, as of, you know, having a couple good days from DeWand out there at first team left tackle. But yeah, like you said, 5 new offensive linemen. This is going to be a horrendous false start on like a 4th down in the 4th quarter. One of these games,
they gonna get tired during the game. Like I promise you, Zion Johnson gonna get tired. He gonna call something out, not remembering that was the call in Los Angeles. That didn't happen to you as much because you didn't have to deal with the transfer portal. But I wonder if that happens to college kids now. Like, where it's
it has to.
Yeah, where you hear Miami and you like Miami, okay? Like, and then Miami means something completely different now. Like.
This happened. Even like players, you know, reportedly last year they said Chip Kelly was calling out plays from Philadelphia that he never installed in Vegas. So it's definitely gonna happen with the players.
It's one thing if you're an offensive lineman, you done played 1,000 snaps this year, and you sitting there tired, and you in an air conditioned press box, and you can't remember. You that exhausted, Chip? Like something's wrong, big dog. Like something is wrong. You ain't been in Philly in 10 years.
Like
But
he need to. I don't know where he at Northwestern right now. He need to, talk to somebody about that.
if somebody go yell out Roscoe, and Roscoe don't mean what Roscoe meant at the last place. You thought Roscoe was universal for right. No. Somebody along the way got cute and was like, no, we going to have all of our right slides start with L. Right? Like, you don't know. But that's the kind of stuff that happens, right? It's like, oh, you heard that call, or you hear a call and you're like, what? What's that call? And then now you done messed up because now you have no confidence once the ball gets snapped. It's just
ball snap. You just got to take a step and find somebody.
That
and
had
nobody's
to happen.
there.
Remember we broke down that clip of KT Levinston? I still think about like what happened. Like these are two pro football players. There's no way it was that incompetent. I'm like, somebody must have called something, and then KT was like, huh? Like, there's no way that just happened. Or like where he just like, yeah, you got him right there. Like, what did one of them call out Flipper? And I guess Flipper met something else in Los Angeles, right? Like, I don't know. Like, what happened there? I still have not been able to get to the bottom of that. But yeah, there's going to be a lot there that Todd's going to have to deal with. This is going to be, even if the Browns have a fun season and they're above expectation, you're not going to get there without frustration. You know what I mean? And I bring up the 2018 season because like people forget how frustrating that season was at times. You know what I mean? You lose a game to the Oakland Raiders where Nick Chubb has 3 carries and 158 yards and 3 touchdowns. But you ran Carlos Hyde 25 times. Like,
still upset.
And then I think Duke Johnson got a first down and they just like called it a fumble. Something crazy like that. Just stuff like that, right? You're going to have weird stuff happen because your whole roster is under 23. You know, for Todd, we know that if things are going well, he could be a hell of an architect to an offense. You know what I mean? That's not what I'm worried about. You know, what I'm worried about with Todd and what I think the evaluation metric's going to be with him is the Josh McDaniels stuff, right? Where it's like, Josh is cool when shit's right. Shit goes wrong, and that's where Josh starts to get fired, right? Like, you know? And I think that's with Todd, like, okay, who are you when this team is going through it? Can you handle that? I would think that he has enough experience to be fine, but also you never know. You never know until he go through the shits, right?
Yeah,
and that's the big thing with Todd.
As experienced as he is, he's still first-time head coach in the NFL, which is crazy. Like he's been in football forever, but first time being head man in the NFL is going to be different.
Yeah. Don't the press stop laughing at your jokes. You know what I mean? I know that will hurt. You lose like 5 games in a row. You make a little joke. They just looking at you. Who's the starting quarterback? Like, ain't nobody laughing. You know what I mean? Like the messages, they resonate different when you lose in games, right? Like I bet your coach said the same thing when y'all had Gino that y'all said that they said when they didn't have Gino, but boy, did it make a difference how it landed. Country Roads was a great song until you went 4-8. You know what I mean? Like,
man, that was best song ever when we went.
You were like, they interview you afterwards, like, oh yeah, it's just the most euphoric thing, and it's really just the anthem of a whole region, you know? And it feels great. Then they play that shit after you lose, right? What? They was talking about Country Roads during the World Cup, and then the U.S. lost, and I dare nobody talk about Country Roads. Like, all time, not a song you want to sing when you lose it, right? That, and like if they play Mr. Brightside in the fourth quarter, and you not winning, like, you realize you're living through the perspective of the guy singing the song, which is I Lost. That is that song. Mr. Brightside is a song about a man who lost. And Michigan plays that shit in the fourth quarter. Like, you ain't realize that one? Penn State should be that song. That's what Penn State should sing. Okay? Like, how the fuck you choose a song about blowing it? Like,
That's crazy. That's crazy.
We gonna play this in the fourth quarter.
Screaming it.
Like, I don't know if that's what I would play. I know somebody gonna get in there every time I make this joke about Mr. Brightside. Someone's like, well, if you actually technically read the prose of the text of the song and they try to like prove me wrong, I'm like, nah, man, everybody who's ever listened to the lyrics of that song knows the perspective is he lost. Okay? And he's watching the winner celebrate. And he's thinking about the winner celebrating, which is a little weird to me. You know what I mean? Like, but all in all, Todd Monken gonna have a really tough job. And also, if the Browns do a poll for a fourth quarter song, what you voting for, B-Jax? What we voting for?
I know it's not Mr. Brightside, not Country Roads,
Not Wonderwall. I know some people tried to make Wonderwall happen. No.
I mean, keep it Cleveland. Just put Thuggish Ruggish Bone out there.
Thuggish Ruggish Bone would be good because it has a bone in it. The dog, right? That'd be good. We could go full, and just play the anthem. You know what George Clinton song I'm talking about. Turn it into a whole different fourth quarter celebration. That'd be funny too because the wrong type of people start dancing. Can we hear from all our dogs? The wrong type of dogs gonna start dancing. They be like, hold on, wait a minute. Let's see. What else could they play? Nothing like Who Let the Dogs Out. That's too on the nose.
Yeah.
It's too on the nose. It's too generic. You know what I mean? I've made the argument for nobody has claimed any Chief Keef song as fourth quarter ritual. I feel like that's a mistake. You don't want to play Finetto. I think final 2 minutes of the game, you get to the 2 minute warning, close game, your defense on the field, play Finetto. Come on. Would that not go hard?
Too good. It's too good. So we know they're not going to use it, and how are they going to feel about it in the stands when that come on?
It ain't for them in the stands. It's for the dudes on the field. We be forgetting this. We be forgetting all of this. Ain't none of that shit for y'all in the stands. No, we want you to find some shit you can sing to because it hyped them up. All right, that's the whole point. That's why they be singing Enter Sandman in Virginia Tech. That's not for y'all. That's for them. So they could get third down. You see, we done centered the crowd too much. The crowd think it's about them having a cool moment. Nah, if it don't get the people on the field hyped up, you didn't do nothing. Okay? So, yeah, Finetto, you can't tell me you can't see Grant Delpit be like, oh shit, jumping up and down. I'm like, oh, Grant about to make a play.
Somebody getting hit hard.
Yeah. Hey, Aiden Huntington, put that out there. You know what I mean? Let him play linebacker on that snap. You know what I mean? What, Carson Schlesinger? What you think Carson Schlesinger voting for?
I don't want to disrespect him. I was going to say Star Spangled Banner.
No, he's from Cali. See, he West Coast.
Okay.
So
so he might. Let's see. He young. Is he gonna throw some YG on there?
I don't know if he's that West Coast, but
I'm projecting what I want him to be.
He might throw some Nipsey out there though. You know what I mean? He was a UDFA.
Yeah.
Worked hard. From his perspective, got it from the mud. Nip might hit hard with a dude like him, right? Look, you know who Nipsey Russell really hits hard with? Dabo Sweeney. like, can't tell that man nothing. Dabo be listening to that like he just like me for real. Reminds me of when I was walking on to Alabama. like, but all jokes aside, and if you do have a good fourth quarter suggestion in there, do we gotta? Because like I feel like we gonna get ridiculed for all of it being rap songs. Do we got a non-rap song we could throw out there?
There's got to be something.
A rock song?
Yeah, somebody in the comments gonna tell you better than I can for the rock song. So,
I mean, Hell's Bell on third down is good. Well, I think that we already do that because it's us in Ohio State. Did y'all have a third down? West Virginia?
no, it was just like some bells tolling. Like
That's Hell's Bells.
Oh, okay.
With the guitar?
Yeah. Not always with the guitar. Like maybe like every once in a while, but it was just like that sound, just like that dong sound.
Yeah, that's a good one. It's a classic one. When I went to a Georgia Tech game, you know what they was playing? They was playing that, I think it was a Pooh Shiesty. And they had the bass thumping. I was like, this works. This works. But yeah, Todd Monken's job's going to be difficult. We kind of strayed off the point at the end there.